And we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Btec Philosophers, episode 10, with your host, me, Michael Odewale, my good friend
Elliot Steele.
Here we are, man. Episode 10. Who'd have thought it?
Not me.
Who'd have thunk it?
We've done this. We did this on episode 4.
We did this on episode
already.
And now times 2 plus 2. Here we are.
Oh yeah, I was about to say times 3.
I know with the maths.
Christ.
But man, episode 10, man. I mean, so many listeners, so many subscribers.
Yeah.
So many people enjoying all the episodes that we've talked about so far. I mean, in that great.
We got a few complaints as well.
We've had a few complaints. I mean, that's natural.
Yeah.
That's
People aren't
natural.
like everything, are they?
Yeah. And to be fair, maybe we invited it.
Yeah, I think we're really regretting the philosophy angle as we're getting this far in and realizing that neither of us really have any understanding of what philosophy is.
I mean, the philosophy is what keeps us out of trouble. I think it's the jokes that kind of get us into.
Oh, I've had messages about like, this isn't about philosophy whatsoever. People really quite annoyed.
I think the Btec in front should be really a cover. And also Phoebe as well is in the building. How you doing, Phoebe?
Hello. I don't think that's fair about the philosophers. We've mentioned Kant. We've mentioned Nietzsche.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Nishi.
Nishi Sunak.
Couldn't tell you what any.
Yeah.
I know that. I couldn't tell you what any of those people do. Kant's sadness, what's the fucking point of it all, kind of thing. Isn't it?
Piercing, tiny little blue eyes. That's what I remember.
Right. His whole thing, I believe, is meant to be people mess it up because they think he's like quite nihilistic, but actually, he's meant to like find beauty through. I could be wrong
we don't know because we're not philosophers. Maybe one day we'll do like in-depth philosopher profiles, but not today. Not today. Today is actually on the day of recording this. It's actually 420, big weed day. And what is the significance of that? I'm asking you two as weed smokers.
420 in America was what the call-in used to be for a marijuana thing. So they used to call in, we've got a 420.
I was in like the police. Look at that. There's some action knowledge.
See, I thought it was about the clock. And if you actually look at 20 past 4 on a clock, I think that's the ugliest time.
And what's that got to do with
Right,
weed?
why is everyone getting high?
I don't know. But like, I just think it looks really ugly as a time.
No,
the symmetry of 420 is ugly.
Yeah, it's not symmetrical. That's the thing. Everything's pointing to the number 4.
But maybe that's what your fingers look like when you got a joint in your hand, like the 4.
No, that's not what it is. I've literally just told you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I've given you the information. You don't need to invent new information.
But you said it. The more confidently you say something, the less I trust you.
But that's what it is. It's just that's why it's called a 420.
Nah, it must be something else. I don't know if Elliot. Do you know any other police terms, numbers?
No.
Okay. It just would have helped with the basis of your argument.
Right, no, right. Do you think I Googled all police numbers and then memorised them and went, oh, that's what I want? Or do you think I Googled, why is it called 420?
I think you did the second one.
But there's loads of different like rumours for why it's called a 420, but that's the actual...
How come you know that yours is the truth?
Because I learnt that one.
Right,
Yeah.
so that's your truth.
Yeah.
It was the first Google search.
That is generally what it is.
It does say here, actually, I have Googled it,
Yeah.
and it does say, yeah, you are correct.
Well, there we go.
There we go. I trust Google.
Well, well, why do we trust Google? How do we know who's putting the answers on it? We don't know.
Who's putting the answers into Google?
Yeah, we don't know why that's...
But it's kind of like Wikipedia, do you know what I mean? In terms of anyone can be putting the information in there, but it's just convenient.
No,
To
because
see
Google
it.
can filter out some searches, though, can't it? So who decides
Who's
what?
filtering? That's the question.
That is the question.
Well, that's the argument with big tech, isn't it? Is when they find something not acceptable. That's why Elon Musk is apparently buying Twitter.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Doing a hostile takeover of Twitter, apparently.
I think he's just bored, man. I think he's just doing like the billionaire version of midlife crisis, just like buying Twitter and that.
I have a few things I think of Elon Musk. The first one being, what does he know, right? He came billionaire. Became a billionaire, right?
Very young.
Very young. Now, when you become a billionaire, I believe you get invited into certain circles that may or may not sacrifice and eat children.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go.
Just as not like.
Okay, we're not even 5 minutes in. I'm looking at the recording. Not even 5 minutes in, and Elliot's hit us with this.
Conspiracy theory of the week.
Not literally. They sacrifice.
Is this the pizza one where like?
No, but
Pizzagate.
he's Elon Musk definitely became a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone to a party.
Mm-hmm.
They've all dressed up as weird animals of like the past and all fucked each other.
Because it's Halloween.
Not because it's Halloween, because it's,
Because it's a Tuesday night.
Yeah, March 13th, and that's the night Mothra came and blah, 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 and yes, and they sit round and, they're all in like chairs having cigars, and then, and then he got let in on a few secrets and went, me and my family need to move to Mars immediately.
Oh, so you're saying he's a very logical person.
He was like, what? They've got, I've got enough money to get off me and my hieroglyphic named kid off this planet, and I'm fucking going. I am not sitting around and waiting for the Illuminati to do what they've got planned. They invited him into the circle and he went, no, thank you. And then they went, nobody.
Oh, so
nobody can leave.
Elon Musk is like a figure of like respect to like.
No,
like
I don't think of him as anything. I think my honest opinion on it. I was listening to him on Lex Friedman's podcast last night. Mm-hmm. Don't know if you listened to Lex Friedman's podcast, but it's basically Joe Rogan, but everyone has like a university degree.
Okay,
it's very good podcast, and Lex Friedman's on there speaking to Elon Musk. They're both clearly very autistic. And I was just like, oh, you're just very autistic. So when everyone bullies you online about not being funny, or look, Elon's trying to be funny, it's like, no, he's an autistic nerd. You're bullying an autistic guy who's trying to be funny.
he's just trying to be, because his jokes are quite dad jokes, quite harmless. And then I think like they just, when people poke him, he just like goes deeper into that personality of like edgelord type thing, and then it's like, I'm gonna buy Twitter, I'm gonna go to the moon. And, do you know what I mean? I think.
Do you resonate with him that he's autistic?
No, I don't know why you would say that. No,
autistic funny people. Does that mean anything to you?
Nah, I think I don't mind Elon. I think he's very hated by the liberal whites for some reason. I don't know what he's done that's like.
And his family,
evil.
His family owned an emerald mine in South Africa.
I mean, South Africa, innit? You know what I mean? You can't be white and have money in South Africa and not have blood in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. You got no money. Even if you find a fiver on the floor in South Africa and you're white, you pick that up and you're like, all right, I better keep this quiet.
Yeah, I think, But I don't know what Elon's doing, but he seems to be just going through some stuff.
But what about what he's doing to the environment with all the space stuff? Like, why don't they try to fix Earth instead of going to Mars?
Well, I think that's why I'd be worried about all of them going to space, because I think that's an indictment of them being like, oh, this planet is fucked.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, there's not in terms of because there's pedophiles eating children.
Well, that's going to go on whatever planet you go.
Yeah, I mean, within 20 years of any planet, that's going to be happening.
There's going to...
Within 20 minutes of any planet.
20 years.
20 years.
How long do you reckon you'll colonise another planet it would take for the first nonce case to come out?
Oh, fuck.
Like, how long until you're on a planet and you go... imagine being the first nonce on Mars.
Sake, mate. The first nonce on Mars.
Like everyone would be so mad at you.
Fucking hell, we ain't even been here that long.
We've been here. We haven't even fucking got oxygen yet. We have to wait.
We ain't even got off the ship yet.
The first child's only just been born.
Oh my God.
We haven't even got the infrastructure to do the trauma for this child.
Well, to be fair, we still don't have the infrastructure
on this planet here. Yeah,
we have to build a courthouse to trial you. You're the first out of space nonce.
Out of space nonce.
We haven't even foraged for food yet. Found a water supply. You couldn't wait.
We haven't built a little car park to confront you in and put it on Facebook. Like,
I lost my job. I don't have one yet. The society's not been made yet. But yeah, there'll definitely be nonce on other planets. But I think it's an indictment that they all think like, Earth is done. Done. That's what, if you go to any of those nerdy scientists That's what they're all saying. Like we should have done 20 years ago.
But then why don't we do stuff? Why do they not do stuff now?
Because it's too
Bus, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Too much, too far gone. We might as well enjoy it while we're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you do your bit for the environment?
I don't litter.
Right.
Do you recycle?
No, because Croydon Council make it a fucking ball ache.
But
recycling
this
doesn't
is where
even do
you
anything.
could do your bit. You can email the council.
You can
get your
do.
recycling
We
bins.
did.
When you say we, was it your dad?
Yes, and oh no, me and my dad, and basically Croydon Council went, hey, so you see that we're the first council in the history of everything ever to go bankrupt. And we went, yeah, and they went, we can't give you a recycling box again. Someone nicked my recycling box.
Oh wow.
That is your fault, though.
Someone. There used to be these crimes.
That's victim blaming. Excuse me, Michael.
Yeah.
Why is your recycling box just outside like that?
You're saying it deserved it because of what it was wearing, Michael. How dare you? My recycling box does not deserve to be taken.
You just left it outside your front gate, and of course people are going to take it. It should be inside the house.
Yeah, you're right. We have a little door that you can shut as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think
I'll give you that one. But we had as well. There used to be this spat of crime on my road where people would steal wheelie bins. So once you have your wheelie bin stolen, you can't just Croydon Council won't give you a wheelie bin. You then had to steal a wheelie bin.
Oh.
It's not easy to steal a wheelie bin. Why would they steal it?
If you do it like 3 a.m.
It would still make the when
Yeah,
you're
it makes sound. But if you do it from about 30 doors down, you'll be all right.
It was Elliot the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh no, I had to
spat of
steal a
crime.
wheelie bin. Yeah, no,
Just to
I'd steal
replace
it.
your own.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why people
I had to do it.
Oh no.
That's interesting.
This was years ago.
This was years ago, and now you got your own bin. Everyone's got their own bin.
I got 2.
You got 2. Okay,
Yeah.
see now you're part of the capitalist
Yeah.
wheelie bin problem. How much paper are you dispersing of on a weekly?
No, I just got 2 in it.
Just got 2.
Good to
2
have
bins or 2 recycling bins?
2 bins.
2 bins. Okay.
Maybe we need to because when you think of the environment shit, shouldn't that be as bad as racism and sexism? Do you know what I mean? In terms of if you walk down the street and you saw someone being racist, I'm sure you'd intervene, wouldn't you, Elliot?
I would.
Yeah, and
Help him out.
Wait, whoa. Whoa, let's slow down. Wait, you would help out the
We just need to clarify. Who am I?
You'd help out the person suffering from the racism.
Yeah. No, I have done it in the past. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I got in a fight over recycling.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna put the camera on me.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So basically, I was talking to these kids. Well, they weren't kids, but they were like 19 or something because they were someone's little brother's mates, and they were just talking and they finished a beer and just chucked it in the middle of the road.
Ugh.
And I was just like, oh, you're not gonna go and pick that up? I've not seen someone do that for so long because now everyone's like so focused on recycling, and yeah, and then this guy wouldn't, and then so someone else went and put it in the bin, and then later they came back towards us and bottled us.
Hit you with balls.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
So basically, I'd made a little bit of a fight, but not a big
Okay,
one.
here we go. What did you say?
No, I was like, oh, are you not going to put that in the bin?
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then when he didn't put it in the bin and his mate did, he came back to him later and he was just like, why'd you do that? You made me look like an idiot. I think it was a pride thing because the other guy had just not made a fuss and put it in the bin. And then they drove past us later and chucked a glass bottle at us.
Did it hit you?
It hit the curb and then it hit my leg and it mostly went for the other guys. And they went for him as well. They proper went to beat him up
Oh, shit.
beforehand as well. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And that was over recycling.
Yeah,
Was there blood?
But that's why you don't, not victim blaming. They were totally in the wrong there. That's why you just don't talk shit to people. Because
Yeah.
you don't know who in the
Yeah.
groups are, who's
But
a
I hadn't,
psycho.
Mad man.
it came out of my mouth before I'd even, because you just don't see people eat a chocolate bar and then chuck the wrapper on the floor anymore, really. You just don't
Yeah.
really see that. And not even at festivals and stuff. People
It's
are
so
really...
lame, innit, Littering?
That's
Yeah.
not true. You see the carnage after the festival.
Yeah.
But most of the time people get up and they'll take their food or their drink and put them in bins.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think littering really is the lamest kind of yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very childhood,
It's so
teenage
arrogant
petulance.
as well.
Yeah,
It's so arrogant.
There's an aggressiveness about it as well. Like,
Like,
I
look
don't
at
have
me,
to
don't
care
give a
about
fuck
it.
about planet, bruv.
Yeah.
But also,
Kind of
they're
attitude.
stupid because if you litter something on the floor, right, that goes into the grass. All the air is polluted. You are literally poisoning yourself.
Yeah, but
You're being an
people,
idiot.
People have such like an outlook of life of sadness, of such sort of form of depression in a way where they're so sad about life. That's why you get it more in cities where like you get areas of poverty next to areas of wealth, especially in London. They're so sad about stuff that they're like, why should I have to give a fuck? And it's like they're reclaiming something. They're making the world suffer as much as they're giving as much suffering to the world as they feel they're being taken
But
on.
I think this whenever let's say I'm walking through a wealthier, richer area where the council care more.
Yeah.
And then you see how clean the streets are. You see kind of the nice independent shops. And you're like, oh man, this is such a nice, clean area. And obviously all the residents here, they care about, this area so they wouldn't litter it. But then I come to like, where I live and, other less run down areas. And then it's like, well, chicken shop, gambling shop, betting shop. And then you see all the rubbish on the floor and you see people littering. It's like, of course they care less because there's less care been taken in environment.
That affects your state of mind for success and things like that in life
Yeah.
as well. It really
If I'm not saying, but maybe it's part of it, like psychologically, if the council started taking more care of the areas, and I think residents would be like, well, this isn't a place to litter or a place to treat like shit because we've been taken care of.
Yeah.
But we live in a dump, so we're going to treat it like a dump.
Yeah. Have you ever walked through Knightsbridge, gone down the back roads of Knightsbridge?
Oh, no.
I did it during lockdown, yeah. Just went walking around Knightsbridge. Never been down like those back roads bits because you think it's central London, but it becomes quite quiet. And I know it was lockdown, but it comes very quiet anyway.
Yeah.
Even though it's in central London. Dude, some of these streets had like sprayed mist around them that was scented.
Pause. Sorry, the camera's gone off because deemed.
Are we back?
We are back in the building.
We had our first technical issue. Let me start my clock. Yeah.
You were saying in Knightsbridge they have mist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like scented.
Oh, like
makes it
Febreze, like psst, psst.
Yeah, but it smelled nice. It smelled like it was, and I was just thinking, everywhere should have this.
Everyone should have a bit of mist.
Shouldn't just be limited to the extraordinarily wealthy. This should be allowed for everyone. Like, how much better would the world be?
Psychologically, imagine just walking by having a bad day and you get hit with some mist. That'd be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you're like a roadman, just on the streets, you're angry, you're carrying a knife, ready to stab someone, and then you just Febreze hitting you from it. You're like, bruv, what am I doing?
That's kind of what you get with vapors.
Yeah, but like that's,
No, this was like a fine mist that was cooling.
Yeah.
It cooled you down a little bit.
like
and
a
then, but
nature, not like a strawberry, caramel, whatever is in the vape. This is like just natural smelling
so nice.
mist. I feel like that would change lives.
Yeah, have you ever been up to Knightsbridge?
No, I have no reason to really go to those ends. Go down.
I've never heard Knightsbridge called ends before. What end you from, bruv? Knightsbridge, innit? What?
go to that part of the world, man. What's
I don't even know what the postcode would be. I guess it's
like
the N1?
K something? Aren't they K?
Knightsbridge. I guess it would be Chelsea, so it would be
Yeah, it's SW1.
SW.
Southwest.
Yeah.
Is it in the Southwest?
I think that's why like people tend to make fun of people from the West, like saying there's no real bad
West
man.
London is dead, though.
Yeah,
It is shit.
There's nothing really.
It's just fucking there because of Heathrow.
Yeah.
What about South?
South London.
Yeah. What's the views on that?
The best bit of London.
Are you South?
No,
Yeah.
it's got to be East London.
I'll say this: East and South London are the most live bits. So if you go out in South, if you go Brixton, go Clapham, go certain place, you could go South Bank. There'll be something popping. So East London's cool and trendy.
Yeah.
North London, you got to disregard Central.
Yeah.
You can't. Central is no man's land when it comes to North. I guess it's North London. You have to call it North London, but
Yeah.
nobody's from there.
Yeah.
You never meet someone from Central.
Exactly. No one really lives there unless you're like stupid rich.
Yeah, where are you from? Tottenham Court Road.
What?
But so yeah, it's got to be. I'm gonna say that. But West London is universally seen as the
Yeah.
Twickenham
Yeah.
Do you count that as
Richmond.
London? Is that London?
Twickenham's in London, isn't it?
Is
Yeah,
it?
but like, if I'm saying
Barely.
I'm from Twickenham, I'm like, what's that
I'd
mean?
call that a home county.
Yeah, no, it's more Surrey, innit? But Richmond,
Yeah, that's again, it's just a bit too far out. Like
Wimbledon.
nobody's going to a motive in
Wimbledon's London.
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon's London.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nobody goes there.
To watch the tennis?
Nobody goes
No,
there.
but nobody goes there. Nobody goes there. It's not. You go. They go watch the tennis and then they fuck off. Nobody goes there.
I see.
Like if I ever went, oh, should we meet up in Wimbledon? Everyone would be like, no.
No.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But do you guys get, going back to the environment, the planet,
Yeah.
do you guys get environmental anxiety thinking about, the state of the planet?
I did.
You
and
did?
then I had to
Took some
tone
mushrooms.
it down. No.
Yeah.
Just had to burn a tree.
I could see you getting really into some sort of environmental,
Yeah.
living up a tree to stop a rail line being bought kind of thing.
No, I just got really like, there's so many problems and there's like nothing being done. I really genuinely hoped at the beginning of lockdown there would be like a cultural reset.
Or
of,
environmentally?
like, yeah, because I was like, there is so much that we could do now that would sort it out, and nothing happened. And that it was during lockdown that I realised I had to take a step back. Otherwise, I was gonna, just burn myself out with problems that I couldn't actually solve.
So the lockdown was good in terms of a lot less cars on the road, people walking more, planes weren't up in the sky. The
Planes were up in the sky. A plane company
Yeah.
in Belgium or something didn't stop flying its planes with 0 passengers on it. So they had 0 passengers, but they kept the planes going so they didn't lose their airport space.
Really?
So
That's
everyone
crazy.
was just, that's the thing with the environment when everyone's like, recycle. And you're like, it's not me.
Nah.
It's the fucking company that capitalism is at a point where it's rewarded people to destroy the environment.
It is kind of fucked up how like the companies have sort of kind of turned it on us. Like, you guys, man, those paper straws we gave you that you're using. And, some companies, they even give you pasta now.
What?
They give you like a pasta.
and then can you eat it at the end? Has it
I
like
mean, you can.
sogged itself out?
But it's just like, no, instead of plastic straws, we're going to give you a pasta. And it's like, of course, personal responsibility, but like, it is mad compared to like what they're doing.
What do you think of ethical banking?
What does that mean?
Banking with companies. So I didn't think about this for a while, but like your bank might be funding really toxic things for the environment. And so there's like ethical banks that are more sustainable.
They say they are, but I don't know. Like, all banks are evil. Banks are the crux of the evil. Banks are the reason we're in.
Is Monzo evil?
Probably.
I feel like that one's the only one that might not be.
Probably. They probably do something evil.
Yeah, but because I was trying to set up an ISA, like stocks and shares ISA, and then it said there's different. We can like, you can do ethical investing, or is where we like invest in environmental companies and we don't invest in any of like the bad oil ones. And then you've got like normal investing where you can make more money, and we'll invest across the board in anything. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go for the unethical.
You messaged them and were like, "Yo, put all my money."
Yeah, put all my money
in Raytheon. I want to know that both Russia and Ukraine are using the weapons I've invested in. Let's make as much money. I know a dude who invested in a weapons company.
I mean, it's smart.
I know a dude who invested in a weapons company.
Who?
I'm not
no.
going to say on the podcast.
Not who, but like, as in, what did they? How? What?
Well,
did
he
they
was
do?
he was telling me about it, about cyber security, a lot of it, and things like that. And then it was a little bit, and then to be fair, I don't think he quite realized what he was doing when I mentioned it. He was like, "Oh yeah, I suppose." Like, I just don't think it crossed his mind that, because we have such a way people are brought up, especially people from certain backgrounds who have been to schools that you pay for, usually lack empathy a little bit.
So let me list some unethical things. Someone told you, like, this is a sure banker, you need to get in on this.
All right, yeah, go on.
Rubber bullets.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're rubber, innit?
And they're like, okay, so yeah, there's this new rubber bullet company. We're going to use it on children.
All right, well, no, not on the children. What have the children done?
So it's like, okay, so it's rubber bullets and we're going to use it on children when they're sleeping, making the iPhones.
Okay, but so they're making the iPhones in China?
wherever they're making iPhones.
Do I ever have to meet any of the children?
No.
Good. Fire away.
Oh, fucking hell.
Why was it I've given you more context telling you like, yeah, okay.
Well, if I don't ever have to, see the children,
Yeah.
then I think
You'll see a charitable appeal in 2 years. It'll be like, will you donate £2 a month to the rubber bullet kids?
and I'll have already been ahead of the curve. I'll donate that £2 a month to alleviate my guilt.
Yeah.
But I'll have millions of pounds
Okay.
from from all the rubber children. All right, give us
Rubber children.
Nestle.
Nestle is pure evil.
Up there.
Did you know one of the people on the board of Nestle came out and went, "Water is not a human right." Imagine how much of a psychopath you have to be.
You're pretty far gone.
To go, water is not a human right.
You're very far gone at that point. You can't be saved.
Not even like, well, why don't they, when people used to be like, when they'd show an advert of people in Africa or something walking to like a river and they'd be like, they have to walk 7 miles to a river, and some idiot would go, well, why don't they move to where the river is? Yeah. Okay, right.
You guys aren't working hard enough for this water.
Yeah. You not even that. Just no. They shouldn't even have that river 7 miles away. I don't think they should have any water.
And that was his PR friendly answer to that question. By the way, that's his media trained answer to that question. This was like this was palatable version of my evil thought. Water is not a human right.
Not a human right. You don't deserve. If you've ran a marathon and you want some water, I don't think, unless you've got your credit card ready,
Mad.
I don't think you should have any.
Okay.
Like, all right, let me give you one for. There's a company, and they're the people who are working for the company. All right, let me rephrase this.
Okay.
You're investing in something like a media company.
Okay.
Right? There's this media company. They're going to make films. They're going to do all of this stuff. But they make loads of money. However, the money a lot of the money is coming through you not paying tax on it. Okay. So a lot of it's like offshore setting money, all of that stuff. And they're not, and then so all right, yeah, fuck it, we'll go with that because the answer I was going through, but we've already talked about kid fucking.
Okay.
So I can't give what the examples. Like you find that out about because that's what happens in Hollywood. Do you know what I mean? Like people, or like in show business, there's versions of that in show business where you hear something about somebody,
yeah,
but you're like, well, for one, that nothing's been proven, but two, like you hear something, and then years later you see these people in show business, like it comes out that they had been doing stuff, and then loads of people knew.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I think that's one will probably the further you go up show business, and that for what I've seen that you learn about show business in that way, you see how that happened. Do you know what I mean? So then maybe there's like an ethics of us in show business, like we're going, oh, well, we're not investing in companies that shoot kids in the face with rubber bullets.
Right.
But there are versions of things that we probably in show business of like things that you see go on that aren't very ethical.
Right.
You put aside and go, oh, maybe people do turn blind eyes to things and stuff. But where'd you stand on all that?
I mean, that's the thing in terms of how much we lie to ourselves in terms of the things that are right in front of us. We like to think that we wouldn't be involved in it if it's right in front of us. But, a lot of the really bad things, they're not going to be right in front of us. And that's like the environmental argument as well. It's like, obviously, if we saw, like, the kids in the cocoa fields, the way they're mistreated in order to get that, I wouldn't drink that coffee if I saw that kid mistreated in front of me. But then, by the time it gets to our shelves, and then we see the price of the ethical coffee and compared to the price of like just the name brand coffee, I'm gonna get the one that's not fair trade.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But isn't fair trade also like kind of bullshit?
That's the thing as well. It's just like, I feel like that's part of the environmental confusion. It's like nobody really knows
There should just be
how much
rules so
difference
that
is being made.
there isn't fair trade and non-fair trade. You just shouldn't stock non-fair trade.
Yeah, but then here's the issue: is you go about the cost of living going up, and how are people who've had a family who've got 3 kids and a single mum and working a job gonna feed her kids? She's gonna need,
But this is the thing. This is a world problem. This is something that Climate
affects
crisis
everyone.
one is a whole massive world problem. And as we all know, from what we've seen with COVID and everything, no one can do group projects in this fucking world and they're not working together. But what you could do is stop the slavery and the forced labor and all of that. Literally buy all of the companies that they buy from, just stop buying from them. You put laws in place and actually like enforce them, and then make sure that all of the supermarkets, all of the shops only stock fair trade and keep it at a much better rate. The governments, local governments subsidise it for people that can't afford it. Sorted.
Totally agree. And the same thing with
It's
that.
just too tricky to implement at this point, isn't it?
This is why it's fucked, is because you're competing with $1 trillion industry essentially. Like you're going to be competing with people who come in and go, and not even that they don't want to do that. It's like, well, okay, they don't have to put the prices up. It's just, hey, I want another mansion and I want all of these things. And I don't think water is a human resource. So I will I will arm a local militia to overthrow the government in the country that bring that in.
I don't even know if it's like greed at this point. Obviously, it's still greed. I think it's just the way their brains are set. It's just needing to dominate. It's needing to win over a group of people. So it's not even like to buy that new yacht or, you know, what is a new yacht to that person? I think it's just the way their minds are set. It's just like, I truly believe in this ideology of like the best man shall win at all costs. At
So
the cost
it might
of,
be a pride thing.
yeah, well, we talk about like the mindset of like these mega CEOs and why they operate the way they
maybe
operate.
they've had to be like, oh fuck, well they're right, actually the planet is fucked and it was our fault, but if I back down now, that's a sign of weakness, so I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, but that's the same thing that happens. But well, yeah, because that's the same thing that happens when people are conned. People refuse to accept that they've been conned. The reason like con artists do so well is that people would rather pay extra money thinking that they're actually going to get more back and always live in the potential of that I'm going to get more money than admit that they've lost money because they've been duped and because they'll be labelled stupid. But I don't know, with all the like companies that could do more and stop the labor and stuff, it definitely should be done. But here's like a kind of conservative, more right-wing view I have on something to do with the environment that isn't popular. I think that people have children when they shouldn't have children.
Yeah.
And that creates a strain on the environment massively, overpopulation. And obviously you can say there's loads of stuff about, you know, contraception and things like that. And I'm not talking about in poor, what was perceived as poorer countries. Here, when you see someone who can barely look after themselves, has 4 children, and you go, well, the fucking environment has to clean that up now. Like
Yeah.
that's...
Or even if you're rich, so let's say you're rich and you have 5 kids, is that selfish?
Yeah, kind of. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just is having a lot of kids selfish?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, we have an overpopulation issue. There's a play actually called Lungs, which is a 2-parter, and it's with a couple that are discussing whether or not they should have a baby, and for like environmental reasons and things like that.
Sounds like the most middle class player I've
But
ever heard.
that is,
In my life.
I would never go and see that.
Lads, got some tickets.
Could you imagine that? Imagine, all right, lads, so me at the pub, then go see Lungs.
It's just 2 couple, they have an argument.
No,
not an argument, a conversation.
boys, we're gonna go and see Lungs. It's a 2-parter, so we're gonna have to go back tomorrow night. No, but it's all right because we'll just miss the Champions League final. Oh my God!
Imagine starting a chant in the plate. They're having a baby, they're having a kid.
What's the most middle class thing that you've ever done that you're like, if my boys found out about this, it's over?
I have a subscription, like a proper subscription to like a white lady sort of mantra magazine. It's like a health and well-being magazine, and in the magazine it's just like full of it will just be like a page of mantras being like, you are awesome, you are amazing.
What's it called?
Bring this in, Michael.
It's called Mantra Magazine. And,
Mantra Magazine, right? I'm looking it up. Right
and
now.
it'll be like,
You've subscribed to Mantra Magazine.
I get 6 issues a year for about £45, and it's very comforting to read. Like, and they sell candles. It'll be like, like a candle of like smells like success.
All right, what would you rather? Would you rather your mum see your internet history or your mates come over and find Mantra magazine?
My mum can look at my internet history. I think I can hold that. But it's quite embarrassing because I have
Because the subscription to Mantra magazine's also on there.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's very white woman comforting type read of just like, I'll just read one in the mirror and be like, I am awesome. I am magical.
I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before yet, but we went to a party and stayed over at Jamali. Have I said it on the podcast?
No.
We stayed over at Jamali's, yeah, and I passed out, innit? Mike ordered a pizza at 2 a.m, which turned up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and then Jamali rings me the next day and he's like, "Hey, Rob, you see Mike here?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, so I put on my TV and it was just ambient airplane sounds.
That's
We had a boy. There was a boy who stayed at one of my mates' house, innit? And everyone was like, "We know you had a wank." And they were like, "No." He was like, "No, I didn't." And my mate was like, "The internet history was cleared the next day. That means you looked at something you shouldn't have been looking at." And he just denied it for all of his. He's like, "No, I swear I didn't watch porn and wank in your house." I knew some other guys, yeah, who caught their mate wanking in the living room. This guy moved in and then they made him move out. They were from South London and like, "No, you can't be wanking in a man's house," you know, and made him leave. Like, made him, he'd signed a tenancy agreement and everything, and they just were like, "No, we'll fuck you up, you gotta leave."
What would you do in that situation?
If I caught someone wanking in my house,
Yeah.
I caught me and my mate had to share a bed once at a comedy festival, and I caught him wanking.
No,
Yeah,
whilst you're sharing a bed.
Yeah, but I didn't. No, I wasn't in a bed at the time, and I didn't know that I'd caught him. I came in from a night out, and my mate Ricketts.
Ricketts?
Yeah.
Does he have weird legs?
No, I don't even know why he's called that.
Oh.
Yeah, he's one of my favourite people alive, and I came in and he was like looking at his phone. I just got in and I was just like having a chat and being out and stuff. And then at the end of the festival, I went to him like, "We need to applaud ourselves for neither of us catching each other wanking this holiday." And he went, "Oh no, you did catch me."
He held up a conversation with you whilst he was wanking?
Well, as I remember, I got in and he was a bit like, sort of just staring at me like, and now it makes sense because I was like, "Oh, maybe I've woke him up or something." Yeah. But one night he came in hammered and his phone had died and he made me do whale noises so he could get to sleep. So at like 5 a.m. he came in.
That's the hardest of all the animal noises to do as well. Yeah. It's like some...
What's that clicking?
That's how they click,
Really?
isn't it?
Yeah.
And that helped him get to sleep.
Well, we had a laugh.
Yeah.
He didn't fall asleep right away.
I only listen to first class cabin noise. I can't do economy. When it comes to my sleep sounds.
Yeah, what is the ambient aeroplane noises?
It's just like...
Is it from the outside or the inside?
From the inside. Why would it be comforting about being on the outside of
On
the
the outside,
airplane?
like you know, like
So the inside, the seatbelt noise is going
yeah.
and
What?
And the seatbelt sign coming on
But then
and
the
off.
altitude, and I'm hanging onto the airplane wing.
No, but
I can't
No,
breathe.
it's from a bird's perspective.
you're from the airplane.
Why would I want to be a bird when I'm sleeping? I'm in the plane.
You want to be inside
So
an
I'm a-
airplane
I'm a-
cabin.
in your perspective? I'm a bird in the plane.
That's more freeing than...
Why would I
No.
be in the plane if I'm a bird?
No, on the outside of the... why are you always so difficult, Michael?
So then I'm a bird next to a plane, and I'm like trying to get away from the
and then he gets like
propellers.
sucked into the engine, and the airplane noise suddenly comes out. Screams of terror as people are crashing into the air. Like, just imagine him listening to... Dude, I think airplane crash is one of the worst fucking ways to die, man. Imagine that like 10-minute period before it happens.
I think I'd be pretty calm.
Nah, things are
You'd
going...
probably be with the worst people in the world as well.
Who, me? Or
No,
Michael?
just in general, anyone on a plane. The worst. You never catch a plane with someone else that's cool.
No.
Nah.
Pretty
be
much
cool.
always
I'd
like a
be cool.
dreadful screaming child, like some weird businessman.
I'd make peace within about 7 minutes.
Nah, I would. Just imagine how out of control you'd be. Like you're trying to just hold on to something, and it's just.
But imagine it like a
fast
roller
and fast.
coaster. You know, that acceptance of like, oh, it's gonna go down.
No, but there's no acceptance of I'm going to die. There's an acceptance of I'm going to go over that loop-de-loop.
Yeah,
That's a different kind of acceptance to I'm going to be blown all over the Alps.
but it's gonna be death's gonna be so instant.
Yeah, but the I wouldn't say it is an instant death. What is an instant death? It's knowing you're going to die.
Right.
Right. That's not an instant death. An instant death is just boom, I have an aneurysm now. I dropped dead. I didn't know it was coming. And then but knowing from the point of, oh my God, we're going to die, to dying, that's not instant, that's psychological.
Is there,
torture.
you know, in a black box, is that just in the pilots, in the cabin, or is that everywhere? Because you could just be shouting out some shout outs. Yo, this is to DJ. No, you could do all your shout outs into the
Plug the podcast.
Plug the podcast. Btec, episode 11. You know what I mean? So you can do
Would you
that.
continue the podcast if I died in a plane crash?
If both of you died, I will still continue the
You'd just
podcast.
go on it, yeah.
It would just be me
I'll
doing
do-
impressions.
There'll be like a tribute highlight episode.
And
I
then you
think.
just move on.
Episode 11. Episode 12 would be bloopers.
And then you just have like Finlay to replace me or something.
I'll find another geezer somewhere.
Yeah, you just
and then
have Jacob Hawley and
Yeah.
something.
and then we'd keep going from strength to strength probably.
I'd hate how much it would do well as everyone come to listen to my last episode after I died. And then it'd probably keep a fair few listeners as well.
They'd be like, he did tell some good nonce jokes. You know what I mean? That would be your...
And then they can't stop listening because then that would be disrespectful.
It would be disrespectful. Aeroplane crash is for me one of the worst ways to.
I think drowning
drowning would suck.
be one of the worst ways.
But you see people who drown, yeah, and it was sticking on the environment. This is the fucking sea.
let's-
That's the
let's get-
environment.
let's get back in
Yeah, right. This is my thing with humans. Stop going into the sea.
I thought you were going to say just stop drowning.
No, that is actually true. We are fucking up the sea as well, actually.
Well, you see,
When you say, do you mean just like going for swims? Stop
well,
doing
yeah.
that.
So why?
yeah, and people litter and they wee in there.
Yeah, and also some fucking right. So here's my issue with the sea. Right, this is the problem I've got with the sea.
Okay.
Every year, some guy will go swimming in the ocean or out for a paddle, sucks out to sea, dies, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's so sad." And you're like, "Well, yes, it is sad, but also, what was he doing in there? That's not for you."
Exploring.
I feel like
No.
people don't respect the sea.
They don't respect the sea.
So big.
It's too big, and also there's too many. You're going in, bruv. The fish get the sea, we get the land. That's the agreement. That's
Well, I mean,
what
we
is.
get a lot of the fish too, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but they get a lot of us. How many people have drowned?
Yeah.
Also, the ocean is weird. Like,
Are you not curious about all the different...
we know more about the moon than we do about the sea.
Yeah,
Or we know more about space.
That's
or
what I
whatever it
mean.
is.
Like, there's so much under there that we don't even know. Human beings.
What
just-
happened to your voice?
It's my curious-
Might just take a helium balloon.
I mean, like, you know, I mean, there's just the ocean and we could explore and
why
the
doesn't
cure
Musk?
for cancer
Yeah,
could be
why
under
doesn't
there.
Musk bury? Why doesn't he go digging down?
Because it's
Rather
not
than
that
shooting out.
exciting, is it? The sea, it's not.
It could be a different. It could be
Have
a
you
fish
seen the
with-
deep dark oceans?
Yeah, it's boring.
Nah, they got the weirdest looking fish.
Yeah, they're fucking boring. It's a fish.
Well,
They're
there
so-
we go.
But we
There
haven't
go.
actually found there's anything.
It's been settled.
I don't really mind us littering the ocean that much. I think.
So
I
you
think,
don't respect the sea?
No, I respect the sea in that I don't go in it.
Is that respect or is that fear?
It's a bit of both. I don't go in the sea.
Can you swim?
Yeah, I can swim pretty well.
What are you willing to do to kind of help the planet? Because we were talking about planes earlier, and I was trying to set up a boys' trip to Rio de Janeiro, and Elliot's kind of shut that down. He doesn't want to go to Rio, and you don't want to go to Rio out of respect of you don't want to take a plane, like a 10-hour train journey to Brazil. Or what is it about that you don't want to go to Rio?
I just don't want to go out of Rio
Excuse me, why am I not allowed on the boys' trip?
because it's a boys' trip.
It's-
I'm one of
boys.
the boys.
We could do an episode out there.
We could an episode of doing what?
So-
What? Us, what? You're going to bring all the equipment.
We'll
and then
go
we're gonna
to
do
a
what?
favela.
And we could go to a favela.
We could go to a favela.
Oh my God, we'll do that when we set up a Patreon. We'll both go to a favela, and the winner is the last person to get shot.
Oh, easily I would win.
In a favela?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I could just blend in by being the skin color I am.
I think you've really underestimated.
But if I just don't talk and I just kind of keep to myself, I could last longer. You would just stand out.
In a favela?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they'll just think I think they'll just leave
Maybe
me alone
white
now.
tourist thing, and like we don't want to shoot him.
Oh yeah. Or
Please.
no, they probably would think I'm a tourist. I probably would get.
You could that could make you live longer because they don't want to.
No, I think they'd rob me.
So you don't want to go to Brazil, and not because of the environment. So that's not really
I don't really like. This is the thing with the environment, innit? In my opinion,
okay.
I've got to stop saying that like I know everything. The environment isn't. It's not down to me recycling or not getting. It's not even necessarily air travel.
Okay.
It's the use of fossil fuels that are gonna fossil fuels that are gonna run out.
Okay.
And then we've made
Name all the fossil fuels again.
oil.
Mm-hmm.
There's more.
There's like 4: oil, coal.
Coal's a fossil fuel.
Yeah.
Name one, Phoebe.
Gas?
Gas
Is
and
that one? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
there's a new
fracking.
one. There's
It's
one.
the noble gases, isn't it?
The noble gases. Oh my gosh, we're so dumb. Oil, gas, coal.
Coal, petroleum, natural gas, oil, shells, bitumen,
Oh, there's so many. I thought there's like 4.
tar sands, and heavy oil.
Tarzan is a fossil fuel.
Tarzan is a fossil fuel.
Yeah, Wiley.
If you look back at the film, it's got a lot more messages, subtle messages that you didn't see.
So we're supposed to stop using all of those and just go to like, because electric cars, they're not that environmentally.
They're more.
And crude oil.
Well, this is the thing.
Crude.
Coconut oil.
Electric cars and coal and all that. This is the thing that environment.
Cobalt.
Yes. Thank you.
They use cobalt,
Oh right.
which is in Africa,
Oh.
and they mine under the ground for it, and so African children have to do that.
Oh.
Maybe.
Just all get bikes.
Just maybe. Just throwing it out.
No. Let's take it as
I
plus.
don't think child labour is as bad as everyone makes out.
Okay.
I think it's fair enough that some children,
Some children.
and I think we should put every children. It shouldn't be done on. It should be. You have to sit an exam, and then at the end of it, someone should just go, look, mate, I'm going to be honest. You should really just. Education's not for you, but how about putting shoes together?
Go back to the mines.
Yeah, just come on. Off to the mines you go. And they learn valuable life skills, like mining.
Like mining.
Mining.
Okay.
It's a good skill.
I mean, it was terrible for the environment, actually.
Okay.
If
right.
we could have more environmentally friendly child labor,
Okay, so it needs to be.
like putting up solar panels.
Yes. Okay,
More
so
kids
more
doing that.
going into wind farms and helping out there.
And learning to cook, but they have, oh my God, right, like Ready, Steady, Cook, but you have to stay in that kitchen with the same bag of food for like a week. So you have a cooking class every day, but you have the same bag of food so that it's no waste. And you have to come up with like more inventive ways of using no waste.
All right,
So they might start with like, I don't know, 2 onions, a whole chicken, some carrots. And then the first day they might do something like make a roast or something. The next day they might make some chicken, something with chicken. Then the third day they might make a soup, like just.
Okay, so they have to keep using. That'd be a good thing. They should do that with food shows, like less waste and stuff.
Well, I read an article about there was these kids in Nebraska, and their teacher.
See, kids.
Yeah. Well, the teacher takes them out to hunt,
Oh.
Wow.
like a deer or venison or something like that, and then they actually learn how to use every part of the animal, like for meat.
Can you imagine if they
the
did
fur
that in
and
England?
shoes.
Like, come on, guys, let's go out and kill a pig.
Kill a
Kill a
fox.
fox.
And then nice little mink coat, little mink jacket, like just, I think because we're not, lots of food waste and everything, we're
I
not
think it'd
using.
be a mink coat if it came from a deer. I think it has to come from a mink.
You can't make, like faux mink.
Foam. It wouldn't be foam. It would be it would be
Just be
deer.
fur,
It would just be
yeah.
deer. Hey,
I said fox.
this isn't. Don't worry, no minks died in making this. Oh, great, no, a deer did though.
Get a nice little fox hat. You know what I mean? Like, I just think, like, you know, we need to be more resourceful of the things that we currently have, and I don't think we're doing that.
There's that program, isn't there? The Zac Efron did it on Netflix. Can't remember what it was called, but he went to school in Costa Rica, and the kids were like whittling knives to make their food and stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a thing. I know with hunting, I watched a podcast with a hunter on it one time, and he was actually saying that hunting is very environmentally friendly, and he was talking about it in a way that was, if you go, there is ethical ways that hunting's fine. He goes, I go out, exactly what you say, kill a deer, I use it all. The bits that I don't use, the ground, well, he's like, the bits that I had to leave, the ground eats up and goes back as other animals eat from. He's like, it's incredibly environmentally friendly. But I was going to say, to power electric cars and the world and things like that, I don't know how environmentalists feel like this, but I think they're going to have to do it. It's going to have to be nuclear power. And people really don't like nuclear power.
What do you mean? Why can't?
Because of the amount of people we've got to use the amount of lights and resources, all the resources that we're using. The only way to do it is through nuclear power, which is in theory a green energy. It's completely renewable. Or
It's not. It's just never goes. Like, you can't destroy it.
if there's a leak, yeah.
Yeah. But would that be good because then there would be less nuclear weapons?
No, I think there would. Well,
It would just be and on top of rather than
on top of
instead
that. But also, this is the thing: is that so you see Germany. The reason they rely on Russia for oil is because in the 90s the environmentalists the environmentalists won and got them to like not build nuclear power plants. So now they rely on Russia for oil, and that's why they're having like a bit of a tricky time at the moment.
To put it lightly.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Well done, hippies. You did it. You have put Vladimir Putin in charge.
No,
well done, hippies.
Hippies work if everyone's a hippie.
Hippies are fucking annoying. They're so, oh my God.
I mean, their heart's in the right
Have you seen the Midnight Gospel episode, the first one where the zombies are the hippies and they're all just singing?
Nah.
So basically, like, they're zombies. So if you're a human, you think, they're just being zombies. But then when you die and become a zombie as well, you realise that they're actually all just singing happy tunes. They're having a great time. And it's really like
that's quite
hippie
cool.
commune. Yeah. So maybe it's not that hippies are bad. It's just you don't understand them yet, Elliot.
No, it's like the fucking Extinction Rebellion people.
We've only got 5 minutes left and we're about to get into it.
So jarring. Dude, dummies.
I don't think they should be terrorists. I don't think that's fair at all.
Protest is not supposed to be convenient, Elliot.
Yeah, but look at what you're disrupting. You're not winning the battle of hearts and minds. If you ever want to win a thing, you've got to get the hearts and minds of people over, and you're not going to do that by stopping working class and middle class people getting to work to feed their families. People work 0 hours contracts, so they get paid for the hours that they do, and you're blocking a tube station, so now you are the inconvenience to them. It's a terrible way to protest.
I think they're trying to do that in an inconvenient way so that people like do have it on their radar and they do understand. But I also think that Extinction Rebellion are run by quite like middle class people, aren't they?
Yeah, and
So they just don't
They were
think about
stopping
it.
politicians and the Nestle CEO from getting to work. But like, if they
Do
they
that.
found a way to cut off the Nestle CEO's water supply, that'd be pretty funny.
That would be good. That would be great. And then if they were like, it's not a human right, but I imagine the Nestle CEO would have some ancient spell in his thing that he's got from the Bilderberg group.
Yeah.
Like he can make
actually think that shit exists?
he would just be like, well, then I will make it rain all the time if you want to take water from me, people. Do some
Are you
rain
sure
dance.
it's not just like rich people meeting up and fucking sometimes? Are you sure it's like an evil ritual thing?
Dude, nobody just meets up and fucks like with
think
that much
so.
money. And dude, look at how much money.
Do you know what? Like, it's funny though. Sometimes you'll see someone be like, you see these Hollywood sex parties, and it's like a gay orgy, and then you probably go there and it's just two gay people kissing, and you're like, no, it's not an orgy. It's just two gay people making out. That's not an orgy.
Maybe, yeah, but yeah, things definitely get overinflated. But my point is right. It's gonna sound weird to say that I had this thought the other day, but I was thinking, fucking hell, Vladimir Putin can't just come normally. Like, he's not just gonna come through missionary sex, is he?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a world leader.
No, I don't. I would
you
like
know,
more experience.
You know, okay, so Saddam Hussein isn't just gonna be able, just a quick hand job. He would have needed for the fucking.
He needs a whole setup.
Like the whole set. That's the same that I have with those rich people who run companies. Is that it's going to get. They've done everything. It's going to get boring, so it's going to come another thing and another thing, and then they start mixing and having secrets on each other. Yeah. And now they know the secrets can get out. That's why Jeffrey Epstein worked the way he did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like in the environment. In the Squid Games, they were watching all that stuff just to get off.
Yeah. It's just a thing for them. It's the same, Jeffrey Epstein. Look at the amount of paedophiles he was flying to an island.
Yeah,
that is the ultimate.
Just
damage.
To come.
Just to get released.
Just to come. It takes 5 minutes to come. He had a whole operation. He had to need the whole island.
You should have subscribed to your little mantra thing. That would have helped.
Yeah, it's actually it's good for that, man.
Maybe
I would be reading one of those.
It's good for that. Sorry, have you thought about running a cabal of a paedophilic network, and then sometimes you read "You Are Enough" in the magazine, and you're like, I'm not going to do it today.
If the plane was going down, I'd be reading that magazine and be like, I am enough, and
I couldn't. No, going back to the plane crash, man. Imagine you're just. Have you ever heard the black box recorder from the German Wings plane?
Nah.
You know German Wings?
Is that the one where the suicidal guy?
Yeah. He crashed the plane into the Alps. He was suicidal. Yeah. Had depression. Yeah. Just like took everyone out with him. Kind of, not admirable, but
what was the black box saying?
It's
admirable.
It's not admirable, but
spiteful.
It's spiteful, but I understand it on a level of like fucking up everyone's day.
That's not fucking up their day. That's killing them.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
massive.
Yeah.
Mass murder.
Tomato.
Thousands of lives affected because of it.
Yeah, but
to be fair, it did fuck up their day.
It did fuck up. But like someone who throws themselves in front of the tube and it's like a last fuck you to the world. I'm going to kill myself, but
from their perspective.
But I'm going to make you late to work, and then it does make me go, you fucking useless. Do you know what I mean? I don't have empathy with it.
That's same with your opinion, though.
Yeah, the same with the German Wings guy. He was just doing like a version of that. Do you know what I mean?
I have no idea what was in his mind, I'll be honest with you. Would not even begin.
What did the black box say?
I have no idea what was going on.
No, me and him used to talk on a forum sometime. I actually put the idea in his head. It was like, I can't take it anymore. I'm thinking of ending it. I'm like, well, look, you've got a flight to Morocco on Monday.
Finish this one. Finish this job.
No, but so he like the black box recording of that is terrifying because it's just the banging on the door and everyone screaming. It is fucked up, man. But one less plane in the environment.
This is true.
And
like 30 less people.
A few hundred, I'd say.
Oh, okay. I don't know how many go on planes.
Phoebe, you've been finally infected by Elliot's mindset.
I haven't taken a plane in so long.
Have you not?
I actually haven't.
Do you just not believe in them? Not obviously, like in a moral sense, not in they don't exist.
I don't believe they exist.
A plane truther.
So I'm actually taking a plane at the end of this month. When we go away, and I don't feel as bad for it because I haven't taken a plane for like 7 years or something.
I'll take planes all the time if I can. I'll fly up to Scotland instead of getting a train.
You're taking a plane to Dublin, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I am indeed. So if anyone's got any recommendations, please send them through.
That's not too bad. That's only like an hour flight.
You could walk there.
Yeah, you couldn't walk.
I said you could.
You could walk there to Dublin.
You could, but I'm only going there for like less than 48 hours. So by the time I'd walk there, I'd have to walk back and probably don't have that much time off work.
How are we walking across the Irish Sea in this scenario?
Oh, I'm Jesus.
Okay.
So
if you cared enough, you'd figure it out. If you cared enough about the planet.
If you run really fast on like water, sometimes you can stay upright if you've put floats on the water and you run really fast.
I feel like
maybe you could just do that.
I don't think
this is
true.
420 affecting this room right now.
That's
kind of
so
things.
rude that you don't think I just have that creative thought sober.
I feel like this is everyone here has smoked before the pod started, apart from me, and now it's
apart
affecting.
from all of us.
You're banned from smoking before the pod.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hey, Michael. Yeah.
And I'm trying to get the camera right because I'm like,
the audience go back and decide which episodes they were. Okay, so the environment. I don't know. I don't think we've broke any ground on it whatsoever. But that's not.
I feel like there was a lot more we could have got into that, but we can do a part 2
Yeah, we got to talk about the Extinction Rebellion people. And stuff.
And you know, there's that movie Don't Look Up as well.
That was shit.
I've not seen it.
It's terrible.
Oh, then yeah, we'll save that for the future Patreon.
For the future, when we imagine we figure out how to save the environment, probably do it on Patreon. And like 12 people see it. No, we're going to start up a Patreon soon, actually, people. We're going to what we want to do is work out things to give you guys on there rather than just make you pay for us to come and hang out. We wouldn't want to just rob money off you by making it like, oh yeah, I enjoy hanging out and doing this podcast with my mates, so we're going to come in and do that, but you guys have to pay for it. We want to make sure we have things that we do and have extra episodes and things on there
Top
to make it
quality
worth your
content.
time. And we talk about doing it. That's why we haven't done it yet, even though a few of you have messaged saying you would like to give us money. We want to feel like we're giving you an actual product.
Value.
I'm a separate entity to the boys, so if anyone wants to give the podcast money, I will happily just take it.
We don't pay Phoebe.
We don't pay Phoebe at all. And,
Phoebe owes us money, I think.
but not that top quality content is any. In fact, at this podcast, we believe top quality content is your human right. Yeah, we believe that you deserve top quality
We
content.
stand by it.
Water
it's a brand
isn't.
name.
Water isn't. You don't
No.
deserve water. No.
But top quality content.
So if you like this podcast, remember, like, share it, tag us in things. We like it when you tag things on the Instagram post because that's a lot of fun. It just lets us know that you guys like it. Mike, you got anything to plug?
I do. I am on the 19th of May and the 20th of May. I'm at the Brighton Fringe doing a work in progress at the Woolworths. Yeah, I remember the name. I remember the location.
Whoop, whoop.
You can buy those tickets. Not online yet because they're not up online. But when I put the link up, you can buy that. And I'll also have written the show by then, probably. If not, I'll just do some crowd work.
Great.
Wow. Can't wait for that gig, Michael.
I will
Thank
be.
you.
I will be. In fact, if you're listening to this on the IVAR, the day it comes out, the 21st of April, the 22nd or 23rd of April, and you live in Cardiff, I'm at the Cardiff Glee all weekend, which is a lot of fun. And if you're living in Wales and you're like, oh my God, I can't make it to Cardiff, but I would like to see you, well, good luck. Actually, you're in luck, not good luck. That sounds aggressive. On the 1st of May, I will be at Match Comedy Festival, McCanliffe, doing their festival there with a bunch of comedians who don't really like me. And
I wish to be a fly on the wall.
I'm better than most of them though. And you can, go choose which one of them's wearing a cool jumper and see them do an hour about that. No, I'm being a dick. That is what a lot of comedy is nowadays. It's just people in jumpers going, "This is wacky."
I've done that before, yeah.
As you sit in your boiler suit.
It's a tracksuit.
Is it a tracksuit? It's nice.
I called it a boiler suit earlier as well.
Suit. Phoebe, do you have anything to plug?
No, but I suppose I should say thanks to Vauxhall Podcast Studio for having us, and come down to Vauxhall Comedy Club. We've got comedy every night of the week.
Oh yeah, we're doing a few shows at Vauxhall.
You've got a couple coming up, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got a few coming up. We'll plug them properly on a podcast, and it's in the next couple of weeks actually. And I think I was speaking to you about it. Are you up for doing a night in this? Because we're both not doing the Fringe, doing a night where we host the show at Vauxhall.
This is
This is
post-podcast.
post-podcast.
Sorry, I keep doing this, don't
This is
I?
post-podcast conversations.
Okay, well, go find us on Instagram and Twitter at Btec Philosophers. I've been Elliot Steele.
I'm Michael Odewale.
We need to have a chat.
Yeah.